Alrighty, this is lesson 13, dividing fractions. This is a continuation, so we're big picture. We learned how to add, subtract, divide, multiply numbers. Now we're learning how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. Okay, so we're today specifically dividing fractions, and dividing fractions is very similar to multiplying fractions. Okay, because all we're going to do is we're going to use this thing called a reciprocal. Raise your hand if you've heard of the word reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal, look up on the board. Reciprocal is when you flip a fraction. So if we have a fraction like 1/3, okay, the reciprocal of 1/3 is you just take the bottom number, put it at the top, and take the top number, put it at the bottom. It doesn't matter what they are. That's the reciprocal. Does that make sense? Okay, we call this a reciprocal. And it's also called this word, multiplicative. Inverse, okay? So what I'd like you to do is write these two words down with the example, just as a side note, okay? Continuing here. So we're going to basically be doing the same thing we did yesterday, just with one extra step at front, okay? So here are the steps. We still convert any improper fractions, but the second step changes. It says flip the second fraction, okay? So that's all we're adding is the second step in the middle from yesterday, and then you're going to just do a multiplication problem, okay? So watch me do numbers 1 and 2, and then we'll continue, okay? Number 1, 7 over 1 divided by 3/2. Since I'm dividing a fraction, all eyes up here, pencils down. All we're doing is taking the second number, 3/2, and we're going to flip it. So we got 2/3, changing the division sign to a multiply sign. So we got 7 over 1 times 2/3 now. That's all we're doing. Now, just like yesterday, can I simplify 7 into 1? No. 7 into 3? No. How about 2 into 3? Nope. How about 2 into 1? No. Okay, so since I can't do that, we're going to multiply numerator times numerator, which is 14. Denominator is 1 times 3, it's 3. This is the final answer, 14 over 3, or I can make it a mixed number doing a side problem. Go 14 divided by 3, which is going to be 4 and 2/3. And that's it. Does that make sense? Pretty straightforward, right? Okay, watch me do number 2 now. Same thing, except we have a mixed number. So if you have mixed numbers, you still get the mixed number going. So we got 15 and 1/2. So 2 times 15 is 30. Plus 1 is 31. So you got 31 over 2 divided by 7/8. So that's step 1. We just converted any mixed numbers to improper fractions. Step 2, we're going to flip the second fraction and get the reciprocal. So it's going to be 7, instead of 7/8, we're going to write 8/7. Change the division to multiply. So you got 31/2 times 8/7. Then we're going to take 31 and we're going to see if it goes into 2, if there's any factors. No factors there. Let's see, 8 and 7, no factors in 8 and 7. How about 8 and 2? Yeah, we know that 2 goes in each of these. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay, now we just multiply 31 times 4. So 31 times 4 is going to be 124. And 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, that is the final answer here. We can make it a mixed number by doing a side problem. So it's going to be 124 divided by 7. Goes in once here, so we got 7. We get to subtract, we get 54. 7 goes into 54 7 times. 7 times 7 is 49. Remainder of 5. Oh. So we just write our final answer as 17 and 5/7. And that's it. We're all done. Any questions? Does it look right? Yeah? Okay, so what I'd like you to do is today 2 solo 1's about number 1, 1 solo 2's about number 2. Ready, set, number 3. Okay, what? Yeah. Negative 1/2 divided by 1/8. Let's do this one together. So let's just talk about the answer. We have negative divided by positive. So what's my answer supposed to be? Negative. We know our answer is supposed to be negative. So let's just put that on the answer just over there. Okay, first step, turn your neighbor. What do you think you're supposed to do next? Okay, what are we doing, everyone? Reciprocal. So 1/8 becomes 8 over 1. Division sign becomes? Good, so we have negative 1/2 times 8 over 1. Okay, can we simplify? What goes into both of these? 2 does. 2 goes into 8 and 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times, and it goes into 2 once. Okay, so we have 1 times 4 is? 1 times 1 is? 1. What's 4 divided by 1 or anything over 1?
4.
Itself, right? So our answer is negative 4. Okay, we did that one together. Next, number 4, by yourselves. How do you make 7 a fraction? Put a 1 under it. Okay, good. Go. Okay, on this one, the answer is supposed to be, when you flip it and you multiply it out, you're going to get 21 over 2. And then if you did a side problem, you should know that this is going to be equal to 10 and 1/2. Okay. Next one, number 5. Go. Okay, number 5, yeah, improper fraction first. We got 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15, over 2, divided by 2/3. Using the reciprocal, we got 15 halves times 3 halves, right? We can't really change the, or simplify, so we're going to multiply across, 45 over 4. And this we know, we could do a side problem. This is going to be 11 and 1/4, right? Would you all agree? Okay, so someone asked me a good question. Does it matter what form? You need to be able to look at it and use both. Both of them are not wrong, but you should be able to produce both and read both. Okay, does that make sense? Because on a test, it could be this one or it could be this one. You should just be able to know which one to pick, okay? It's not going to be both, though, is what I'm saying. You just need to be able to recognize it, okay? Last one, number 6, go. For number 6, this is what you're doing. First thing we're doing is figuring out what's the answer supposed to be negative divided by positive. Your answer should be a what? A negative, right? So let's put that there just in case. And then we have to convert the second fraction into improper before we even start flipping anything. So we got 2/5 divided by 8 times 3 is 24 plus 1 is 25 all over 8. Okay? And then we got negative 2/5 times our reciprocal of 8/25. Can we simplify anything? Can we do any simplification on this one? Yes or no? No, we can't. So we're going to just multiply. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. We know it's going to be a negative answer. 5 times 25 is 125. Okay? Can't simplify anymore. We're done. Okay, so if you got that, that's correct. If you didn't get that, please fix it. Okay? And that's it. All right, what I'd like you to do is turn off your iPads. We're done with this lesson. And turn to your neighbor and answer these questions. Go.